What's going on, AfterBuzzers? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Crazy Ex-Girlfriend After Show here on AfterBuzz TV. This is Season 1, Episode 16. Josh's sister is getting married, and we're going to talk about a lot today, guys. We're going to talk about Rebecca's heavy boobs, Greg's emo-ness, and Paula's craziness. So stay tuned, y'all.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Got them heavy boobs.
Hey.
Heavy boobs. Dance like
Get it, Briana.
I got them heavy boobs. Heavy boobs. I can run real fast.
This is going to be a rated R episode. What's going on, everybody? Once again, thank you for tuning in to the show.
That was good.
We have a lot to talk about. That was awesome, right?
I'm loving that. I needed a little extra.
You could have been in this music video.
I would have loved to be in this music video.
Let's be real. You could have been in this music video.
That would have been like a dream come true.
That would have been a dream come true. Oh my gosh, guys, there's a lot going on in this episode. A lot of emotions once again, but also it kind of opened up weird to me. I don't know what you guys think, but give me your overall thoughts and let's go ahead. But first off, let me introduce my awesome co-panel today. We have Trene, Todd. What's going on, girl?
What's up, you guys? It's your girl Trene. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. What's up?
And what's going on with Briana? What's up, Briana?
Hey guys, thanks for having me back. This is Briana. I'm Phipps14, Instagram and Twitter.
And once again, guys, it's your boy Nino. You can catch me at Nino Llanera on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. So let's get into it one more time. What were your thoughts? Because once again, a lot happened, and that one clip that we just heard, that was a lot going on in general.
That clip was life, okay?
It was. It was like the best music video ever.
Can we get a little bit more heavy boom? There we go. Exactly. Now we're gonna have to.
Like, it was exaggerated,
Transforms
but
into a red giant, and if the red giant doesn't have
Listen to this. She's like, these are my boobs. Like,
I was trying to pop it back onto the music.
But yeah, so go ahead. What were you
it's
saying?
true. Like that song was like a little bit exaggerated, but it's pretty true. Like if you had our chestier.
Copy that.
chestier. It's not bustier anymore. It's chestier.
It's chestier.
Okay.
Because it involves the whole chest.
I could imagine. I could imagine it being a situation.
You know, the part where the candy falls out and at the end of the night and all the snacks, like all the stuff you can fit in your bra, like.
Wait, the candy part? That wasn't exaggerated, or that was exaggerated?
No, like okay, it was exaggerated, but like any girl that has big boobs knows that if she's like at the movies and eating candy or popcorn and you get home, like it's all in there. I mean, even smaller boobs probably too, but like
you're right.
More so.
I'm gonna call out my homegirl Davida, if you're watching. Remember what happened last time at the movies?
Oh my
She
God.
came out with like multiple pieces of popcorn. Like what the
It's
hell?
snacks for later.
Right.
Snacks for later.
Right. Anyways, guys. Okay. So tell me if you didn't think so, but I thought this opening was a little awkward because I was expecting something bigger to happen after Josh saw the pictures and she kind of basically somewhat confessed her love for him. She was like, I kind of did. I had a feeling. I do. You know what I mean? It was kind of like a back and forth. But it kind of just opened like, okay.
He was like, this is awkward.
Right.
Like, but I really thought that she finally just kind of like probably gave up because she saw him tell Valencia, I don't like her like that. Like,
right.
and when, after like being in New York and talking to Doc.
Yeah, Dr. Acopia was giving her some
she was like,
amazing
it's time.
genius.
It's time to let this dude go because he's just a waste of my time.
Right, but I was asking Briana this earlier. Did you guys think that he might have looked like he wanted to say something to her meaningful?
I think Josh is always a little awkward whenever she talks to him about, or whenever he catches her in kind of these weird situations because he doesn't react in the way that you think someone would react.
Right,
Like
it's a little bit slower.
It's like
Very.
not even just
Very
slower. Like he's like, this is crazy, but he doesn't seem as like, you need to get away from me as like normal people would be.
Yeah.
Because he wants it. He wants
loves
her.
it.
You're so about that.
I'm so about it. And I think that's why like I'm totally like, no. He was about to say, but what I really wanted to tell you was that I love you.
Well, he
and
needs
I want
to
be with
hurry
you
up.
and forget Valencia.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, like you've had the kiss, you've
I know.
had multiple occasions where you've caught her and things. Like
know.
if you can't just open up and be like, you know what, I'm gonna dump my girlfriend, be with you, then they're not
Time
gonna wait
waits
forever.
for no one
That's a good one. That's true.
at all.
And you had it out. This time you had an out. Like
He did. And remember, like a couple episodes ago when he was like thinking, when he was sitting with Valencia, like where to go eat and whatnot, he had that sad face again, like I can't do what I want or we just don't have enough in common because, Valencia's the alpha in the situation.
Yeah.
And that could have been a great cue to go to Miss Rebecca Bunch. But speaking of Rebecca and her weird love triangle, Greg. And I know you love this dude. Like,
I am so. What is their ship name? Has one been created?
I haven't heard anybody try to give him a ship name.
Like, nothing works.
What'd you do with how you put Greg and Rebecca together? Gregecca? That sounds horrible.
Rebecca?
Greg.
Yeah.
Breg. Breg's not a bad one, I guess. Breg?
Where'd you get beef?
Oh yeah, that's right.
I don't know. Beck gay.
I'm
No, I don't
making stuff
know.
up now.
It's really nothing.
Anyway, I love them. They're my favorite. I said it last time. I'm saying it again. My favorite song is always the "Settle for Me" song.
Settle for me.
I'm gonna laugh though, because when he was basically studying, for his extension classes or whatnot, because he has to stay because he's taking care of his dad and he's working full time, blah blah blah. He's studying at a bar, and it totally reminded me of studying at a bar in Disneyland during college.
Really?
I've done that before.
Sounds fun.
Downtown Disney, I've studied at a bar, drinking and studying for like a psych final.
Did you
can't
pass the test?
study.
I did.
What?
Your
Study
boy got
in
it.
wild places.
Your boy got a 95 in the class.
Turn up.
What? Dean's List. Hello.
I can't
works.
study in that place. Like, I don't even know how people study in Starbucks. There's too much going on. I need to be like isolated.
By yourself.
Yeah.
Just there. But I mean, I guess it works for him. But he basically, it's funny because he's kind of in this whole episode, he's kind of paralleling himself to the situation that's going on in his life.
By the way, the chats.
What do they say?
Well, one said Josh is slow, and then someone said Greg, and the other person said no. So they're just like you and me.
See? It's a back and forth. Josh Chan!
Greg
Make it
is
work.
Evie, thank you. Greg, yes.
Greg's a downer.
See?
With his-
But she is so perfect. She brings him up. She brings out the best in him.
Yeah, that's true. She does bring out the best, and I think they could work on some sort of level. But I don't know. I guess in a fairy tale ending, you always want it to be kind of like that first kind of love. You know what I mean? But at this point, I really don't know how it's gonna end or where it's gonna go, because the direction that it's been taking has just been like a roller coaster, like back and forth.
And we only have 2 episodes
Exactly.
left.
But you know what's really working for them now is that they're giving these cliffhangers at the end of each episode. Because before, in the beginning, I feel like people weren't sticking to the actual show because they kept on ending it. There was an end to each episode, and there was just something new. Like, you didn't have to watch it to understand it.
Right.
Now you're gonna have to watch it all the way through to understand like the little nuances that are happening all the time. You know what I mean? So, if they did this in the beginning, I think like it would have been golden for them. I mean,
But they started doing this now when they're taking breaks in between.
I know, and like we're not sure if there's going to be an episode next week because we can't find it on Google. But
Google
you know what I
says
mean?
the next
there is an
episode
episode.
Google says next episode's April 11th.
I can't be waiting like this anymore. Like I get anxious every
So
week
if
now.
you guys know, let us know. Is the episode next week or is it gonna?
Yeah, fans, if you could do some
Skip.
investigative thinking, check out IMDb for us or whatnot, or the schedule. Holler at us, let us know because I
Yeah,
hope it goes
Wikipedia
straight.
also says April 11th is the next week.
No, see, I can't.
They're like, we need to get them all excited. And
Too excited. I've been excited for the past couple weeks already. We
This
had that one break.
episode was
I'm
steamy
excited to
and
watch the
hot.
next episode. Sorry.
This episode was what?
It was steamy and hot.
It was steamy and hot? Or-
Towards the end,
Towards
for
the
sure.
end.
For
Oh,
sure.
definitely.
It was
I
like,
can't wait to
whoa.
talk
I know
about
that's
that.
why I'm excited for this episode.
Yeah. But
I didn't expect it.
But anyways, I mean, let's get into Greg's a hot mess. We know that he's trying to figure himself out. But Bex is basically doing the opposite, and she's trying to do a cleanse, a Josh cleanse. She's trying to get rid of everything that she can about Josh to basically move on. And I guess ghost Dr. Akopian really kind of like laid like something in her. You know what I
What
mean?
was the bear called?
Channy
Oh yeah,
Bear.
Channy Bear. Channy Bear.
It was not even like a well-made bear.
No, it was a piece of paper stuck to a bear's face.
And like, Paul is just like, no,
Not Channy
not
Bear.
Channy Bear.
Yo, but that macaroni painting thing, that was kind of cool.
The I Love Josh thong.
Oh,
Would
yeah.
you think it's cool if you went to a girl's house and she'd make a macaroni painting of you?
If I dug her, yeah, I'd be like, yeah, what? That's me. That's me. Someone is just gonna start. You know what I mean? Like, it'll be just like that ending.
Crazy.
I think if a guy made a macaroni painting of me and I saw it,
I'll be
and we
worried
worked
after the
together,
fact.
Like even if we were,
I'll be worried after the fact. I'll ask questions later. But
they said Greca.
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 That's a good one.
Okay.
Good one.
That's
Thanks,
a good one.
Chromic Squad X.
Greca. That's a good one. What did we say first earlier? Grega? I like this
We
one
said
better.
some really bad.
Yeah, let's not even bring that back up.
But the bear, the Channy bear, looked like a voodoo bear for some reason because
Right.
it just had like a picture of him. It was weird.
It was.
I felt like that scene was Becca trying to get rid of all of her hoarderness and just Paula just being like the maximum hoarder of like, you can't throw anything out. You never know what could happen.
Well, Paula also in this episode was acting like the crazy ex-girlfriend. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we find out later, and we're going to talk about it, but she feels like it's their glue to their relationship is Josh Chan. You know, we'll get to that, but it's kind of sad to hear, you know what I mean? Because what Dr. Coping was saying last week was like, think about all the other people in your life besides Josh Chan. And I think that really affected her when she saw in her dream how everyone was concerned. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sorry, button in. They say no crazy ex-girlfriend on Monday.
No crazy ex-girlfriend on Monday. CW, you killing me, yo. You killing me.
April 11th is the true date, I guess.
It's the last episode before the final episode. 2 more episodes left.
And then we have like months.
Exactly. But at least we know there's a season 2. So
Yes.
let's be happy. Let's not be emo like Greg, who thinks he can get away with a C- for not studying.
His song.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, his song. His first song, Greg, super emo, but I could if I wanted to. And he probably could, you know what I
I
mean?
wanted to.
But dang, do it, Greg.
I mean,
Get it together. What
you're
did you guys
paying
think?
to be in school.
Exactly.
It's not like in high school where your parents pay anyway. You're paying.
Right. And if these are extension classes are expensive.
Expensive.
You know what I mean? They're not the regular, you know, whatever unit, however much per unit. They're like double if they're an extension class. I'm not going to get a C- on an extension class. You know what I mean?
He just was depressed. I feel like he was depressed still.
He was.
Still trying to get over Rebecca. He couldn't focus. And he just thought, okay, the bar is going to help me. But it
Right.
didn't,
No.
clearly. And the song, it was like him just being him.
It was like a spoken word emo rock song.
It made me think of like kind of Nirvana-esque.
Like 20% Nirvana.
Yeah.
Like
Just like a
20% Nirvana.
slight, like only when he sang.
Right. Only when he
But
sang.
my favorite part of the entire song was the very end when he sees the sword and he's like, I could do that. And the girl's like, you're an idiot.
I would never do that.
They always
he
do.
even bent over like with a sword in his mouth. I was like, no. But what about that creepy girl behind him that looked like she was playing somebody from like what's that show? What's that movie where the girl comes back to high school but she's like 30 years old? Drew Barrymore played it, I think.
Oh.
Was it Drew Barrymore?
Yeah, it was Drew Barrymore. It's Never Been Kissed.
Never Been Kissed. That felt like that old lady in that class was like Never Been kissed.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
She was like, so like, how are you? I'm
Yeah,
like,
but
"How-"
college you do get older people, so
You
it's
do.
not as
You do.
weird as like high
But did you see
school.
what she was dressing like?
No,
That's exactly how I felt. I was like,
she was thirsty for Greg.
She was thirsty for Greg. But Greg, once again, was thirsty for Rebecca. And he wanted to help quench that thirst by helping a friend out at the grocery store.
Yeah, that was funny.
Marty the grocer. Poor Marty.
With his little afro.
He's got it bad. They both got it bad.
They both got it bad.
Sorry, I was just
Yeah,
thinking
what
of the
happened?
Usher song, You Got It Bad.
You got it, you got it. Yeah, they both got it bad, like horribly bad. And I mean, this is I think when if this didn't happen, Greg would have never realized his current situation. So I'm glad it happened, and it brought a lot of comedic relief to the situation and to the story that was going on as well too. But Marty's back. He got another part, and so did Brody, the half eyelid guy.
Half Island.
Right? Is that his name?
Yeah, it was from like the I have
There you
friends.
go, yeah.
I totally have friends.
What? I love that part. I'm
He's like, and I'm the half-eyed grocer.
right, exactly.
He was so proud.
But I mean, so you know, Greg realized the situation. He's like, I'm gonna help a brother out because I've been in the situation, thinking he's not still dealing with the situation, and he totally is still dealing with the situation. So I like how it plays out because it's totally parallel to what's going on with him.
I
at
like
this
that he
moment.
thinks he's in any place to give someone else advice to how to be in a relationship.
I'm saying exactly. You are broken yourself, bro.
Like, no. Just no.
It's not the time for you. But I think he needed to do it to realize what he was going through. It was like an epiphany for him. You know what I
But
mean?
he hasn't been trying like that, like how he was having the guy try. Like he was like, "Oh, make a song." Like do this. He hasn't really been trying with Rebecca.
That's because that's what
That's
he wanted to
true.
do, but he never had the balls to do it.
And we noticed
you
how
think?
he never
Maybe?
did.
Maybe.
It had to take Rebecca to do it.
It did. And Rebecca dealt with all the craziness, and you know, he just never had the balls to actually say, "I like you, let's do this. Although he did say one time to Rebecca, "I like you. I don't know why I like you," but that was it. It was kind of like to
Wasn't
her
that with
face.
the Rock, the whole Rock episode?
Yeah, that was with the Rock episode. But he never did anything extravagant like right in the sky during windy days. So he could
That's
as
a little
cloud.
obsessive.
A little obsessive. Yeah.
And he was writing the whole song.
Yeah. Like a whole.
Oh, that must have been so
Right?
much money.
I know.
How much does
You're working at a
skywriting
grocery
cost?
store. Like,
Exactly. But he went to Harvard, y'all. Like real Harvard. Not Harvard of CSUN.
he's what Greg wishes he can be in schooling.
Exactly.
Yeah, because, oh my gosh, that was so funny when he said that Cal State Northridge is the Harvard of Northridge,
Yeah.
because I really thought it was a good school. It is a good school.
It is a
It's a
good
great
school.
school.
I had one of our engineers went to there.
Dude, I think a lot of people from AfterBuzz went there. It's a lot of great broadcast journalism and hosts come out of CSUN. They have a really good program.
Eva
Mendes?
Not
Who?
Eva Mendes, but the other one, the other
Eva.
Yeah, I can't think of her last name right now. She went there.
People get downstate schools a lot, and they're not bad schools.
No, Cal State Long Beach. Shout out to you. You were being put down on in the first episode, but I was there to save you, and now Trene's here to save her alma mater. There we go.
I don't think they'll have my alma mater.
Where'd you go?
CSULA.
CSU. They could. They actually
They
have a pretty
probably
good
could.
program too, as far as like film and TV. So, shout out to CSLA. Shout out to state schools. That's right. We're not all that bad.
Repping
Okay.
Cal State.
Right, repping Cal State is repping like good tuition rates.
I
Exactly.
mean, I think, and in other states, they don't have as many state schools. Like
No,
California
they
has so
don't.
many.
Right.
They do.
Actually, I don't even totally understand other states like college like systems. You know what I mean? We have UC and CSU, and we have the private colleges. It's so much easier here. We know, everywhere else, it's like, I don't know if you're a state school, I don't know if you're private university or whatnot. Shout out to California. You got our backs. But, okay, so we forgot to mention, this whole episode also revolves around, is it Gemma getting married? This is Josh Chan's sister. I'm not sure how to say her name. I want to say it's Gemma, but everyone's saying Jama. But I think people are saying that because that's the American way it's supposed to say
The
it.
Filipino ways.
Filipino way, like I know a whole bunch of Gemmas, so I'm thinking it's Gemma. But
Gemma.
anyways, I want to say Gemma. Gemma's getting married, and that's Josh Chan's sister. And Rebecca's being asked to be a bridesmaid.
It was so random how
Yeah.
they popped up.
What?
Because, like, you're supposed to just assume, well, like, they talk about it, but, like, you don't see her hanging out with her family, but I guess she has been.
And she's done a lot, actually. She tried to help like her little sister with acceptance or with a letter or essay to Harvard. She didn't get in, but she got into CSUN. So shout out to CSUN, right? And then she helped get the diamond ring for the engagement. She played a pretty big role.
She's
these
gone
past
to
couple.
book club.
Right.
Exactly. She's done a whole bunch of stuff, and I guess we just never saw that. But they asked her to be a bridesmaid, and she was gonna, decline and say, she was trying to do her cleanse with Josh, but Paula
Paula won't let her.
No, Paula will not give up on the dream.
I like how Paula answers for her. Oh, yes, she will.
Right. She did that last time, too. Like, yes, she'll be there for Thanksgiving. That's fine. You know what I mean? But she wanted to watch it on the little pin.
You don't know my calendar.
Exactly. But she was like, but I know you love Josh, so we're going to make this happen and make this work out for you. So she says yes, you know what I mean? And it's her way to get, and she accidentally gets Valencia on the bridal shower as
His
well, too.
sister was like
she
you
accidentally-
know.
She accidentally did it. She
I
was
thought it
trying.
was like what she was trying to do.
No, she was trying to say, like, you can't have me on and not have Valencia, because she knew that they didn't want Valencia, like, in the bridal party. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
okay, yeah, that makes sense.
And so she was basically just trying to get out of it. Then she was like, well, it's a good idea. Let's get Valencia in there as well, too. Because Josh has been asking 50 times, and I've said no 50 times. They hate Valencia.
They do.
They don't like her ego. They don't like her.
Which I don't think you have to have your brother's girlfriend be your bridesmaid.
No, exactly. If it's, I feel like it's up to that bridal party. You know what I mean? It would be nice. It's a nice gesture.
Right.
Like, it's different if it's
You
your
know?
sister. Like,
Right.
if you had a sister that you weren't going to have be a bridesmaid, that's a little more of a...
Exactly.
Problem.
But if it's your brother's girlfriend who you're not sure if you're going to be together still, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like Steven, my boyfriend, his brother got married. I wasn't in the wedding.
See, were you complaining?
No, I
See?
thought it was, they actually put me in the actual, like, wedding album,
Oh.
like the professional photos, and I thought that was weird. Because I was like, what if we break up? Then you're just going to have, like, me in your photo album forever.
Right. That's what I was going to say too. Like, weddings are so, like they're sacred. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that everything goes right, and when you think about that memory, it's going to be a good one. So I still don't understand how the situation happened, but it happened, and Valencia and Bex is now a part of the bridal experience, and this is going to be very interesting to see. I don't know what you guys think.
I thought it was like she was throwing her. She felt pity for the fact that they kissed, and she wanted to make it up to Valencia.
Right.
She's always trying to make it up to Valencia.
I know. This is one thing. I mean, I feel like she was doing everything else right in this episode by trying to breathe and trying to think about other people or whatnot. But once again, she's just back at it again with trying to please other people.
She just overdoes it. She goes to such extremes of look how great Valencia, look how great she is. Oh, look how fat I am. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Right.
no, that was terrible. And maybe she thought she'd really be telling herself she got over Josh if she did this. I think that was what it was.
That's exactly what it was. But it was funny though, because every time she made a joke and tried to bring Valencia into the family, they seemed like they liked the Rebecca even more. You know what I mean? Like she was telling funny jokes. They were like, "Oh, that's hilarious," blah 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 blah. And it still seems like Rebecca was still getting more of the shine, even though she was trying to have Valencia be the daughter-in-law. You know what I mean?
But but even though that she was doing that, it was still making them like Valencia more than they did before.
Exactly. Towards the end,
So
you know what I mean? It worked. You know what I mean? It definitely worked. And I thought it was going to go another way, and the advantage of her talking all that mess was basically going to go towards Rebecca, and they were just going to think she's funny, but I guess it worked the other way around, as we could see, because let me get into it. Paula gets Paula just lost it.
She did.
Paula just lost it. I don't understand. I mean, I know Valencia's password is Valencia 1. It's super easy to guess.
But just the fact that you're trying to guess
exactly. Just the fact that you're trying to do it. She played the crazy ex-girlfriend role when Rebecca didn't play it this time. You know what I mean? It had to be there somewhere, right? To keep this interesting, it definitely had to be there somewhere.
I just was like, don't.
It was crazy that she did that.
Right.
I couldn't believe it.
Exactly. You know what I also thought, too, when she got into the dress to do heavy boobs? I thought it was going to rip and something was going to happen.
I thought that was going to happen too. I was like,
what I mean?
oh my god, she's going to ruin the dress.
Yeah, I was foreseeing the future and something's going to happen, it's going to rip, and that's kind of going to be the end of her going crazy trying to fix the situation. But it ended up being a moment between her and Valencia understanding who she was and saying, don't give yourself too much slack. You are beautiful, you are pretty, blah blah blah. For being the size that you are, whatever.
But there's no way that a dress that fit that one girl is going to fit Rebecca.
No. And then the dress was done. They said the dress was done, so that means it was altered to her size.
Mm-hmm. Sisterhood of the traveling
I
wedding
know
dress.
Exactly.
And I know, with corset toppings you can loosen it, but
no.
In here, in your waist, no.
No, and her boobs were an added, you know what I mean?
Well, they were going to fall out of that dress. They were that close.
They were that close. I was how much double stick tape was used
she
to
heavy
keep that
boob
on?
danced in that dress.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
Exactly. Oh my god. Oh wait, did you guys see her live performance of "Sexy Getting Ready" song?
No. She did a live
There's
performance?
a live performance of "Sexy Getting Ready" song that she did for the Emmys or the what's it called, the Emmy Academy or whatever, when they had kind of a press junket on stage with the people from the Emmys. And there's a live video. You guys should check it out. It's pretty funny. Paula and Daryl are guesting it and dancing in Spanx.
Oh my god.
They're all dancing in Spanx.
I have to watch that.
And Josh does a rap. Yeah.
Okay, I have to watch
so you guys have to watch that. Please watch that. You guys out there watch it. It's hilarious. It's on her Facebook page. It's on YouTube or whatnot. In Spanx, y'all. And she stays in Spanx for a little bit too.
Just Daryl and Spanx alone is
yeah.
Oh my god.
Daryl had a couple nip slips.
Oh my gosh.
And he was in his boxers.
That's hilarious.
So watch at your own risk.
They say Paula is an experienced hacker.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, how is she getting into her photo stream?
She chose the wrong career.
She did. She should have been an IT technician, or she should have been working for the CIA. Is what she really should be doing. Okay, so this is what happened. So Valencia takes a picture in the wedding dress because, she feels so beautiful and she wanted to remember the moment.
Just for herself.
Yeah,
right.
Just for herself. And, Rebecca takes a picture on Valencia's phone. Everything is all good and dandy, and it was okay, this is a nice tie to the relationship, and hopefully things will just get better. Everything was good. Imagine if none of this what I'm about to say played out, it would have been a whole different situation. But then Paula decides to hack into Valencia's email and put this picture up on her Instagram.
Like, I didn't know what she was going to do.
Me either.
With the photo, I was, like, trying to think of what... I thought she was just going to send it to the sister, and then she posted... And the hashtag...
Hotter than the bride.
Come on.
That's
pretty
just
funny.
mean.
That is mean. Crazy ex-girlfriend. Paula was being the crazy ex-girlfriend. Like this, I don't think Rebecca would ever do that, even though she would be, she plays a crazy ex-girlfriend
because
or whatnot.
she's not going to be malicious. Like,
Right.
she's going
Right.
to try to get to where she wants to be, but she's not going to make someone else, like, look bad to get there.
Oh, exactly.
Paula totally is down
not
for that.
exactly because she was talking about poison ivy in the dress.
Oh, my God.
She was being dirty dressed here.
Suri was not having it though. She was like, I don't understand what you're trying to say.
I'd be so pissed off if someone put poison ivy in my dress.
During like a wedding, imagine you're just itching the whole time.
I gotta go.
Exactly. That would be horrible. But so that happens, and Rebecca takes the blame for it.
Like usual.
Because she is a good person.
Gosh. She just...
So she's not going to let them get back on Valencia.
But that was the scapegoat that she was hoping for.
Right,
to end
I
this whole
did
situation.
think of that too.
Like, because everything was kind of just going the way, where she didn't want to be there anymore. She wanted to, like I said, cleanse the whole situation. But everything she was doing was leading to a point where I think it would have been fine. Everything would have been good, and she could still live with talking to Josh and be friends with Valencia.
That's what I thought. Like, I thought at first she wanted it out completely, but then I think when she was kind of bonding with Valencia, she was like, okay, I can still have a relationship with these people, and I just won't be going after him anymore.
Exactly.
And then Paula ruined that.
Paul totally ruined that, and then Rebecca got super pissed. She got super mad. I would be too, right?
I was kind of waiting for the fight, and then it didn't happen.
No, they're too sweet to each other.
I know. It would have been
but
crazy.
I was kind of like wanting her to like
Right.
go off.
It would have been crazy if Paula was like, she just like flipped out on Rebecca.
Right.
I was like, I've done this and I've done that for you.
Right.
Like it would be so unexpected and crazy if she did that. But
Right, but
Like they would still make up at the end of it.
Right.
But
Right.
I wanted to fight. I kind of wanted a fight to happen.
I thought so as well.
at that moment in time, I thought like Rebecca was going to bring her to the office and just like yell at her and say, "We got to stop talking. You're being a little too cynical for me, and I can't take it. And it's bad for me." But then you saw Paula was saying the only reason why she did this was to basically stick with Rebecca and have Rebecca, be with her, and Josh was the glue to the situation. If Josh wasn't there, she feels like Rebecca wouldn't be there with her. She barely saw Rebecca this week because Rebecca was not all about Josh. She was trying to concentrate on bettering herself. So she thought that if she basically has Josh in Rebecca's life, that they'll be friends forever. Either way, Rebecca says, I'm going to be your friend. We're going to be friends.
That week she was part of a bridal party. Like, she had to go do things with the bridal party. Like, if that was
Exactly.
a different circumstance than like just a normal week.
Right, but sadly to say, like you think about it, every time that this happens, Rebecca Paula doesn't get the credit where the credit's due, as a friend. And we've said this before, right? Like we were like, we feel bad for Paula because Paula gets a short end of the friendship, like But after, like I said, the whole Dr. Akopian thing, I think she realized that I gotta love the people who love me back. You know what I mean? Like she needs to be there for them as well too. And Rebecca said, "We're gonna be friends forever. It's gonna be fun."
yeah.
And I was like, "Okay, that's so nice." I was so happy in that situation.
I wonder what their like relationship and like conversations would consist of
Without
if they're
Josh.
not talking about Josh.
Probably like
Olive
Paula's,
Garden.
like, Olive Garden.
They would go to Olive Garden.
Maybe Paula's crazy relationship. Like, like, I know it's getting better or whatnot, but her kids are still crazy.
Yeah, maybe she could actually help her fix her kid.
Exactly. That's season 2.
Maybe Paula was like kind of sad too. Like, now I have to go back to my life. Like, this is
Right.
actually fun for me. This was fun for Paula.
Well, it was like an
Right.
escape for her.
yeah.
Exactly.
She didn't have to deal with her own problems because she was dealing with someone else.
Exactly, which makes me think that could be written in somewhere in season 2, because she kind of dealt with her husband problem, you know what I mean? And everything seems good in the hood with that situation, but with her kids, it's still kind of crazy, and
Right.
she's not
They are
100%
crazy.
like, happy at home, you know what I mean? But at least it's kind of...
Well, she said it's
towards
getting
that.
better. It's not 100% yet.
Okay, there we go. So, I don't know, maybe her husband will come back and we'll see how it goes, you know what I mean?
They'll re-talk out the opening song again.
Exactly. That was awesome. I love that part. But in between all this, once again, we said Greg was trying to help his little, mentee, Marty, with his girl situation, having him sing songs to her, having him do all this stuff, and it just didn't pan out for him, and that's when he realized, this is me. I have to stop it. I have to stop wanting to love Rebecca. I'm saying it to myself now, just like Rebecca's saying, I love Josh Chan, but I have to stop it. They're both doing the same thing.
Like, I have to let her come to me.
Exactly. Type of situation, you know what I mean? And he kind of said that to the guy. You know, we found out he went to Harvard, blah, blah, blah. And I think, obviously, we saw towards the end, as we're going to talk about it, it kind of worked, you know what I mean? He kind of stopped wanting. And when somebody kind of takes 2 steps back, sometimes the other person's like, hey, where are you?
Right.
When you kind of play that cat and mouse game, right?
Well, people like a chase.
That's true.
Sometimes
That's true.
if it's too easy, it's like...
Right. Sometimes that chase is too long, though.
Well, there's a middle, like, there's waiting too long.
Right. And then you eventually lose that person trying to run after you. That's the scary part. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But anyways, okay, so that happened. Paula breaks down. We talked about that. Josh comes in mad to the house after the fact of everything that happened or whatnot. And once again, here's a moment where I thought he's mad, but he wants to tell her something.
Right. It's always that.
This was almost more evident in the beginning part when I'm just like, he's gonna tell her something. It's gonna happen. But
You
she
think
just
he'd be more mad because, like, you think a boyfriend would come in being like pissed off.
Exactly. But
Like, and he was kind of pissed off, but not to the extent you think he should be.
He was kind of like a 50% pissed
Right.
off. You know what I
He
mean?
was hoping that maybe they could talk it out
Exactly.
and hang out.
Exactly. But she was like, I'm totally done with this. You know what I mean? And beforehand, she went to the bar to get a drink, you know, and she didn't know that Greg was going to be working, but he was working. And then he said that he had to stop the situation. So now she's not talking to him or whatnot, or she can't rely on Greg anymore. So she's back home here, and she thinks it's Greg at the door, but it's not. It's Josh.
She wanted it to be great.
You know what I mean?
And I like how she said it to him. She's like, Valencia is friends. Like, your family likes her now. What, you need to go be with your family with her.
And your girlfriend. She pretty much was like, stop trying to pull me along and have your cake and eat it too.
She's like, see, I'm not part of the picture anymore.
Right.
Right. And I think that's where he kind of like thought about it. Like, I think he didn't say what he was going to say, because I think he was going to say something, because he kind of made she kind of made him realize, like, well, maybe I do need to concentrate on this right now. You know what I mean? And then worry about everything as it comes along. But I just wish he said something, because I know he wanted to say something.
Right. Because it could have been, he's going to wait till the last minute.
Right. I mean, and then after the fact, she goes and runs over to Greg's restaurant, pounds on the door, and was like, let me in, and then just kisses him. And he's like, no. Then kisses him again. And he's like, no. Then the final kiss, and he was like, I have an ultimatum.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What did he say?
This isn't going to be a one-night thing. We're going to ruin each other for 3 days, and I don't mean mentally.
Exactly. And then she was like, so when do we start?
And I was like, yeah.
And then they just started getting it on.
In the bar.
In the bar.
And she rips her shirt off.
I was like,
and we get the preview, and now we got to wait.
And now we have to wait. Exactly. I'm just like that. And like, if he had said something and if Josh said something and mentioned something, it would have gone a different way.
By the way, we have someone in the chat room that has predicted the entire series.
Go, read it.
Jim Jam has said, Rebecca wedding, divorce, Josh married, Valencia dies, Beck's child marries Josh's child, the end at season 5.
End of season
That would
5?
be crazy.
All right. Who was that from again?
Jim Jam.
Jim Jam. Shout out to you for being so interactive with that. You're giving Rachel some tips on what might happen.
I wonder, how are you going to kill off Valencia? What's going to happen with her?
Oh, that's morbid.
Valencia is going to move.
I mean, he or she is predicting this.
She might get into like some crazy.
Somebody said only 3 days.
Only 3 days. She might get into like some crazy yoga pose that she can't, get out of, and she stops breathing, and whoops, there goes Valencia. You know what I mean?
Falls off a
Painful
cliff.
way to die.
Right? She died in a pretzel pose.
She dies from malnutrition because she doesn't eat.
Exactly.
I love that thing with Paula. Oh, I get it. She takes
looks at
pictures of the
food.
food.
To look at
Just
it.
to look at food. That's. I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna look at pizza. No,
I
I'm
read
gonna
somewhere
pizza.
that the best weight loss is to eat in front of a mirror naked.
Because you just. Oh, whoa. Okay, that'll be
Terrible.
Like, you just see every imperfection.
Right. And you're like, where's my grilled chicken?
You're just like,
and put it away. She was just on the Kelly and Michael show. Rachel was, and she was talking about how living in New York. She was talking about how everyone eats carbs, and in LA, no one eats carbs. And so
Well,
when she
in
was
New
living-
York, everyone walks a lot
Right,
more
exactly.
than we do.
She was like, I was eating bagels in New York, I was eating pizza, and I thought, I was like, I had a good figure. Come to LA, I'm in these commercial shoots, I'm just like, what the hell is going on?
I mean, I lived in San Francisco before, that's where I'm from, and I was way skinnier there because
You were
I
walking everywhere.
walked because it sucks to park or
Right.
it just costs a lot to park.
It's going to start getting like that in LA because there's high rises coming up everywhere.
Yeah,
so.
but it's also hard because LA is so spread out. So wherever you have to go, they don't have a public transport system yet.
Very true.
That is efficient enough to get you to where you need to be.
Very true.
Well,
okay.
once they have that, it's a wrap.
Right. All right, guys.
I'll be thin again.
Okay, I want to get into predictions because I always have a lot. So can we get into predictions? Can we get the lights and the music? Let's go. All right.
Now, your AfterBuzz TV
Predictions. I always try to get it at that time, and I never get it at that time. So I'm just going to let that go now. All right. Who
It's
wants
your
to
life
start?
goal?
It's my life goal.
Okay.
Maybe before the last show. You know what I mean? So...
Valencia died because no boxed water. Sorry.
Oh,
No.
that's funny. That is funny. Well, I have a prediction. Pretty much Josh is going to wait to the last minute until Greg and Rebecca are really serious and dating to finally tell Rebecca that he's in love with her. Or he's going to be something crazy where he's like, stop! Or like, no! Like, what if they got like eloped or something?
Oh
and then
my gosh.
he's like, no! And then definitely he's going to ask Valencia to marry him. Like, I feel like the engagement's definitely coming, and I still
Yeah?
think that he's gonna get cold feet. Like if they're about to get married,
Like in season 2.
yeah, he's gonna get cold feet for
That
sure.
could be a good cliffhanger for the end of season 2. Like the whole season.
Too
2
much.
is
I can't take it. Don't say that, Briana. It's too much for me to handle. Like, what do you think, Briana?
I think, especially with all the sex we know is going to happen,
Right, because she says, beat my butterfly.
and she's lying to Paula about it because
Yeah.
Paula doesn't want her to be with Greg. Damn you, Paula. I feel like Josh might, if what you are saying is true and he does want to say something, I feel like he's gonna go try to say it to her, and he's gonna walk in on them having sex.
Oh, like Greg walked in on them kissing.
That would be. He would probably be like,
And then I don't know. I feel like it's gonna be the whole thing with like her kissing. Like he's gonna make the decision to stay with Valencia or buy a ring.
Very dope.
"That's a
But I
good
do
one."
think that the end of the season is gonna be with like either a proposal or like some next step, or she's gonna be pregnant. I don't know.
That was exactly what I was going to say. Somebody's pregnant.
Somebody's getting pregnant.
Okay, guys. So I feel like I keep on coming closer and closer to this love triangle fight situation, especially now that we know that Greg and Rebecca are hooking up and they're loving that, and that we have this feeling that Josh has something to say to Rebecca, but he hasn't said something to her. So I feel like in this next episode, as Greg and Rebecca, are doing the dirty and having a good time, and he's beating that butterfly up, as he says, or whatnot. That what you said, somebody's gonna walk in. Josh is gonna walk in, and there's gonna be a fight. I feel like there's gonna be a fight, and then Greg's also gonna realize in that situation, like, wow, this is fun on a on like a sexual level. This is all good, but I don't think I'm really connecting with you. Maybe you should be with Josh.
Oh, that would be crazy.
I think he's gonna come to that realization where, like, I know you don't want that to happen, but I feel like that might happen where they're gonna end up with Josh. She's gonna end up with Josh, but there's gonna be this like scuffle between Greg and Josh, but they're gonna work it out because Greg's gonna realize, you know what? There was no emotional connection. You know how they cut everything so quickly and all of a sudden there's a
Right.
decision made, and I feel like that's gonna
It's
be a short
because
decision.
neither of them like to like actually delve into their emotions, and they're gonna help each other through that. And they're gonna have the romance of a lifetime.
Nah.
So you think Rebecca's gonna get her heart broken now? She's gonna know how it feels.
She's
to
going to
have
be
her.
confused because there's going to be these two guys that are fighting over her, and she says to Greg already, you are not the runner-up. You're going to be right there. But when Josh presents himself and says, hey, I really do love you, she's going to be like, what do I do now? I've never had this problem.
Oh, maybe it could end like that.
If it ends like that, I'll be okay.
With both of them wanting it.
Yeah, that would
Exactly.
be crazy. Like,
You know what I mean?
you know what would be crazy is if like she and Josh had like a heated moment, like they started like they were kind of like making out, like he tells her that he loves her and stuff. They're making out, and then they're like about to get it in finally, and then Greg
just-
walks in and he's just like
About to get it.
rips
Right?
Josh
And
off
she's like,
where there's a fight.
Second
baby.
runner-up! Second runner-up! What? I can just see it. Yeah. That's a good one. I don't know. Time will tell, and we're not going to know until 2 weeks from now
I know. Before we end, I do want to shout out to the chat roll. Thank you guys for joining us in this. We have some people that have said where they're coming from, and we have Philadelphia, we have New York.
Wow.
It's late over there, so thank you.
Yeah, you guys, it's like what? It's almost 1 o'clock over there in the East Coast. So thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate all of the tweets, the comments on the videos that you guys give us. Check us out on iTunes. So if you don't have time to watch us, maybe you could hear us on your way during your daily commute or whatnot. Once again, guys, it's your boy Nino. You can catch me at Nino Llanera on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Once again, thank you so much. My co-host.
Hey, what's up? You can chat me, you can tweet me, you can follow me on Instagram too at your girl Trene. What's up?
And you can find me at Phipps14. Feel free to chat out with me about all your Greg and Rebecca love stories.
Josh Chan. Bye, guys. We'll see you in 2 weeks, okay? Bye, guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.